प्रेम से हम जनों की जिसके से आके मेरे शिवाया करो एक भोला ज्ञान हमको ठीक सारे दूर हमसे क्यों दूर हमसे क्यों गोपाला केशवा गोविंदा माधव गोपाला केशवा जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा माधव गोपाला केशवा गिरधारी गिरधारी जय राधे गोपाला गिरधारी जय राधे गोपाला घनश्याम श्याम श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाला घनश्याम श्याम राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा माधव गोपाला केशवा जय नंद राधे गोपाला गिरधारी गिरधारी जय राधे गोपाला गिरधारी गिरधारी जय राधे गोपाला घनश्याम राधे गोपाला घनश्याम राधे गोपाला जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे जय नंद मुकुंदा नंद गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा हे सद्गुरुनाथ हरिओम. First question, can you hear me?
Yes.
Next? Yes. Last time there were many absentees. So and Ravi recorded what is it? Muk Chitrapat. Only the face was seeing, there was no voice. This time, hopefully, everything will be right. So, if someone can summarize and give just anyone, Viju, Viju,
Yes, sir. We
ah,
completed uh, Sutra 29 actually last
hmm,
time,
hmm,
and between the discussion of bhakti path is greater than knowledge and karma path.
hmm,
Slowly we got to know, we came to a level that without knowledge, how can you increase the love for the beloved? So the Sutra 28 and 29 was
hmm,
geared towards knowledge is important. How will you love the beloved without knowing about the Lord? And that's why
hmm,
the focus increased on knowledge. And how do you increase your knowledge? By reading, understanding, involving your senses, and being available to know about the beloved. And
hmm,
in the Sutra 29, it said mutually dependent. Uh, it goes hand in hand. If you don't have love, whatever you are reading and learning about the Lord,
hmm,
it is dry without a sense of love. So,
right,
the declaration in Sutra 29 is both are required hand in hand. The more you love, that much more you want to know the Lord, and the more you know Him, that much more you increase your love. So this is
right.
where we stopped, and examples and stories all around it was discussed.
Hmm. Anyone wants to add more? Raju, Ramakant, Ravi,
Yeah, both are
right?
mutually dependent.
Ravi,
Knowledge and
Nishka,
yeah, both
devotion.
are mutually, yeah, devotion and knowledge go hand in hand, and they're mutually dependent. And there are exceptions like Dhruva, Shabri, or others, Prahlad, but that's their extreme cases. So we, as normal people, would need the base of knowledge to get that devotion towards the Supreme, to the Lord.
Yeah. And
And
therefore,
both
if
both keep on increasing.
hmm,
Both keep on increasing. With devotion, knowledge increases. With knowledge, devotion still increases. So eventually, both grow.
there is direct proportionality between both, right? And what was I telling you? I forgot. Hmm. Anything else? Or we'll start the next chapter and next
Sutra.
we'll continue. Should we? Right. Read somebody.
I'll start.
We
Yeah,
can
Uh,
sure.
start from the first line of page 72.
No, right.
70,
72.
72. Huh?
Right.
But there are also others who yet hold yet a different view. The Sanat Kumaras declare Swayam Phala Rupeti Brahma Kumaraha.
Hmm.
Uh, it it bhakti is its own fruit. Thus say the sons of Brahma, the creator.
Hmm.
God love is its own fruit, is the opinion of
Hmm.
Sanat Kumara, who are the sons of Brahma, the creator.
Hmm.
Devotion depends upon nothing else. Love alone can breed love. In fact, love springs from love alone. A devotee is born for devotion and seeks his fulfillment nowhere else but in his own devotion. The more he pours out himself in love for the Lord of his heart, the more his love increases, and the very goal to be reached by him is but love. The way to reach it also is his love for the Lord. Thus, in devotion, divine love is both the means and the goal, both the way and the destination.
Yeah.
Devotion drives.
No, 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 but what does it say? So if the basic criteria of bhakti, which I read just now, if you call yourself a devotee, bhakti is what Guruji says, जो भक्ति नहीं वो भक्ति, जो भक्ति नहीं है ना उसको भक्ति कहते हैं. And main thing is, if you are really devoted to the Lord, what is the first and only the criteria is your devotion should melt the heart of the Lord. By your devotion, if you are the heart of the Lord melts, then you are on the right path. Otherwise, upasana you do a lot. Upasana is just a kriya. उसका उससे क्या है? देखो जब जो उपासना करते हैं तब that person becomes adamant, जिद्दी. You just observe. अरे मैं उपासना I am going to go walking from here to Pandharpur, Akkalkot, without wearing any chappals. And then what? After 1 or 2 hours, that enthusiasm is there. After 3-4 hours, it takes lots of hours. After 3-4 hours, when people go passing by, the cars come, bullock cart come, you start getting frustrated, angry. क्या भगवान में कर रहा हो? What is not happening? Then the fruit of your doing, if it is culminating in anger, frustration, depression, sorrow, then what happens is that is not real bhakti. If your bhakti or your upasana gives joy within you, creates joy within you, then it is bhakti. कुछ भी करो, do anything. You meditate, you do your japa, but while doing it also, there are three things. Do it without expectation. One. Second is what? Do it sincerely. टीवी देखते देखते जप मत करो. होता है ना कुछ ना कर तो टीवी देखते हम मैच देखते देखते जप करो. Third one is what? Faith. And when you are doing your kriya, upasana, or devotion, know for sure whatever you are doing is reaching the Lord. As if the Lord is sitting physically in front of you and you are doing your prayers. Think. When you really assume that when the Lord is sitting in front of you and you are doing the prayers, you are chanting, you are doing japa, you are singing bhajan, it becomes a joy. Otherwise it becomes just a ritual. And ritual will not lead you anywhere. Okay. Therefore, what happens? Therefore, when it says the bhakti itself is this fruit, that's the thing, na. After doing bhakti, I am not going to get. I am going to be doing bhakti for 30 days or 90 days, 3 months, and then I will be relaxed. It's not that way. And then I will get happiness. While doing bhakti itself, you know what? The bhakta becomes bhakti himself. हाँ वो भगवान का स्वरूप ही हो जाता है. He becomes the Lord himself. हम बोलते गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेव महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरु. क्या मतलब है कि Guru becomes the Lord himself. Why? Through his knowledge, through his experience, through whatever the penance and tapasya and the knowledge he has gathered, through his sacrifices, through his non-attachment, dissociation with the sense objects. If you come to know actually what is there, let us see. We are earning. It's not that I am not saying not to earn. You are earning, you are earning, learning, everything. That's fine. You are in the samsara also, it's fine. But know for sure that this is not permanent. Do it as a duty. अपने करना करो. Must you be in when you are doing a play, you sometimes play the role of a husband, play sometimes the role of a wife, play sometimes the role of a sister, brother, son, friend, employee. Play those roles and be aloof. If you carry it over, then that creates a problem. Suppose someone is like one Swami was telling, you as Guru only, that you are doing the role of Rana Pratap in a drama. And Rana Pratap role is over. But this guy continues. The makeup man asks him, give me your those costume. He gives him a one tight slap. बोला किसके बोलता है? मैं राणा प्रताप हूँ. मुझे मुझसे पूछता है. ओ ऐसा ही जाता है बाहर एक बॉस आता है उसको हाथ करता है. किधर जाना है? और किसको मुझे पूछता है किधर जाने का, उसको कंडक्टर को एक लगा देता है. This is in that role only. He goes forward. अभी इनको बोलता है अभी सबको, everyone in the bus is that traveling, and the driver and the conductor look at each other and wink. They go forward. There's a forest there, and they stop the bus. ओ महाराज क्या हो गया आपको, चित्तौड़ आ गए, आप उतर जाओ नीचे. वो उतर जाता है. तो ऐसे अपना है, when you carry the role forward, then everything that you land in a mess. If you are employee and उसने बॉस ने गाली दिया तो घर पे आके लड़के पर वाइफ पे चिल्लाए, व्हाट इज द रोल, व्हाट इज द यूज. और इट्स अदर वाइज वर्सा. घर में कुछ तो हुआ, जाके ऑफिस में गुस्सा निकाला. द रोल शुड बी लिमिटेड टू वेर यू आर. इन द कॉलेज यू आर, इन द स्कूल यू आर, इन द ऑफिस यू आर. प्ले दोज रोल्स एंड कम आउट ऑफ इट. डोंट कैरी इट ओवर. है ना. अपने क्या होता है, इधर का रोल उधर का रोल, कंफ्यूजन स्टार्ट. Similarly, in the bhakti, when you are doing, why this point came, you will say why I am speaking this. When you are doing your bhakti, your devotion, your upasana, play the role of the bhakta in a perfect sense. That I am sitting on the seat of meditation. Now this is my time for prayers. Think that Lord, Pandit Jasa used to say, when I take take the harmonium and put my first sa, I see the Lord Himself sitting in front of me. क्या करो? भगवान मुझे खुद दिखाई देते. इतना है कि अपने पास डिवोशन है. हम जब बैठेंगे और भजन गाने करेंगे, यू कैन सी द लॉर्ड इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिज सेड. पंडित जसराज से दैट मच डिवोशन इज देयर. भगवान बैठे एंड इज लुकिंग एट अस, एंड देन सी हाउ द आर ऑटोमेटिकली आर एक्ट विल बी टोटली डिफरेंट. इट विल नॉट बी मैकेनिकल. एंड दैट विथ आर डिवोशन, विथ वॉट एवर वी डू, इफ यू कैन मेल्ट द हार्ट ऑफ द लॉर्ड, देन दैट विल बी भक्ति. ईश्वराला पण पाझर फुटायला पाहिजे हृदयाला की अरे हा इतकं भक्ती करतोय की छान आहे. म्हणजे यू शुड फील दॅट हिज माइंड. तो बार्गेनिंग ऍटिट्यूड नॉट वर्क. आय एम गोइंग टू डू 100 japas, you give me wealth, you give me, because of I have done that, I am going to get a house or a child. What is your demands are plenty in this world. That will not work. And now I am going to do japa, so this person should get cured. ठीक है ना. That on the basic level is okay. Maybe you will get it also, but that is not the right attitude, or that is not we are on this path. When we are studying Narad Bhakti Sutra, after studying so many scriptures and being so many years in the mission, our attitude should be to reach the highest, not to remain somewhere. And if you keep the goal as highest and you do your whatever is told to us sincerely, regularly, we will reach there. 100%. But that much commitment, resolution, confidence, then what to say, faith, all is required. Okay. Now here it says what? A devotee is born for devotion. What all your told you, same thing is there. The more he pours out himself in the love for the Lord of the heart, the more his love increases. And the very goal to him is reached is but love. And slowly what happens, once that love is increased in your heart, you start, seeing the Lord, not only here, also in the world around. यहाँ देखो वहाँ राम सरिका. Wherever you look, you will see the Lord Rama only. Actually, it is a fact, but because of our vasanas and our ego and egocentric desire, and the curtain of our vasanas and ego and all this काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मत्सर, we are unable to see that. Then what is this? Otherwise, this body is made of what? Mud and all these things. What is the guiding force behind this body? Is that Paramatma only, that Lord only, na? What makes the leaves flutter? चाले शरीर कोणाचे सत्य, कोण बोलत हरिविना, देखावी ऐकावी एक नारायणात सत्ता आहे, ते भजन चुकू नका. वृक्षाचे पानं हाले त्याची सत्ता. इवन द लिव्स ऑफ द नॉट ए ट्री फ्लटर बिकॉज ऑफ हिज विश. मग राहिले आणता मग कुठे? तुका म्हणे विठो भरला सभा, हे तया विना काहीच चराचरी. विदाउट अ लॉर्ड देयर इज नथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड. थिंक नहीं तो चलता रहेंगे. And if that attitudes come, then we are on this level of commercial activity in this day-to-day world. इसको what will be the use for us? ये नेचुरल क्वेश्चन है. इट इज नॉट. उसका फायदा क्या होगा? फायदा ये होगा कि यू विल बी काम क्वाइट पीसफुल पर्सन एंड ऑल विल बी ऑलवेज हैप्पी. व्हाट आर यू डूइंग एवरीथिंग फॉर? व्हाई आर यू डूइंग द पेनेंस तप? व्हाई डू यू गो देयर? ये करके क्या होने वाला है? We are slogging day and day night with the hope that we'll be happy, isn't it? Think. कुछ भी करते हैं. हम्म, है ना राजू? We purchase house so that we will be happy, right? That can anything for that matter. We are doing our job so that we will be happy. We are doing the job so that we'll be happy. Could be. And here we are getting happiness here ready-made, and we are neglecting it, which is there in with us. It's so simple. Therefore, Gurudev says in the ninth chapter, the Lord is nearer than the nearest, and farther than the farthest. Nearer than the nearest to whom? It's like a circle. In the circle, in the on the circumference you stand and face the center, then you are nearer than the nearest to the Lord. And if you face it outward, then how much you are farther than the farthest. That's why, therefore, Guru's book is a U-turn. अभी तक ऐसा चल रहा है. Just turn. Once you turn, our vision is always extroverted. Just turn around and become introverted. You see the Lord within. No need to go anywhere. काशी जाने की जरूरत नहीं, काबा जाने की जरूरत नहीं, किधर भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं. Lord is with us. है ना? That experience should be there, and that firmness should be there. Otherwise, we'll go pillar to इधर जाओ उधर जाओ, कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं. तो गंदे महाराज के कहाणी याद आहे इथं. ना हे इन कीर्तन कुठे जायची आवश्यकता नाही. ठाईची बसवणी करा एकचित्त. We sit on one place and just meditate. He will come here. Why to go anywhere? And then he came to my house one day. And then there was someone's car, and we knew many persons are in there. And so I said, I told माझ्या तुम्हाला चला आपण आंध्याला जायचं का म्हटलं. सगळं तयारी आहे, कार पण आहे, आपण जाऊन येऊ, 2 तासात जाऊन येऊ. म्हणजे काय वकील साहेब म्हणजे काय वकील साहेब, आपण कीर्तनात सांगतो ठाईची वैसवणी करायची, तर कशाला जायला पाहिजे आळंदीला मग? है ना? कुठे जायची आवश्यकता काय आहे? जेव्हा मी सांगतो इथे तर इथेच आहे ना. ट्यूबलाइट आहे ना. वी डोंट इवन थिंक दॅट वे. उनके दॅट concept is firmly rooted in them. You see all the Mahatmas. Just take for example, have you seen anyone doing Char Dham Yatra? Now Gurudev has decided I'll go and do Char Dham Yatra. I'll go and bathe in the Ganges and then go to Rameshwaram and pour the. देखा है क्या? ज्यावेळेला कामना असेल, when you have desire to do something and get something, you all these things start. When you only want the Lord, why to go anywhere? Lord is there here only ना. काय करून आनंद मिळत नाही. आपण आनंदातच आहे. आनंदातनं भक्ती होते, भक्तीतनं आनंद मिळतो. बोथ आर इंटर रिलेटेड. वी हैव टू स्टार्ट डूइंग. बाकी कुछ नहीं. स्टार्टिंग में ट्रबल है. पढ़ो. फुल रीड. बुक किसके पास है? पढ़ो. आई डोंट नो. जल्दी डिसाइडेड. निष्कला पढ़ो. कनाडा से आप आवाज सुने की.
ठीक है. Devotion rises in some people, sometimes not out of any other special cause. It emerges out by itself, readily and naturally, flooding the entire personality of the devotee with throbbing, irresistible love. It is ever and every one of us. It cascades forth by itself and grows feeding upon itself. All alone, love can by itself strive to explore and develop itself to reach the supreme love. Devotion in the heart grows to discover therein its own fulfillment. This is the opinion of the Sanat Kumaras, the sons of the Creator himself. Continue?
Continue. That's the only one I get.
Okay. There are some readings wherein they use the singular son of Brahma, Brahma Kumaraha, and claim the above as the opinion of Devarishi Narad, who is also the son of the Creator. But it would be more appropriate to consider this as the view of the Sanat Kumaras and recognize in this sutra Narada quoting his own brothers who were his own teachers.
See, when you are in devotion, surrendering yourself unto the Lord. है ना?
Mhm.
What is devotion? Devotion is you are surrendering yourself to the Lord. Ananya Sharan. Right? Sharanagati. How should it grow? There are about three, four ways. First way is that what to say? Our Mari right was so Thari right. What is your sorry Thari right actually. What is your wish? That will be my life. Let it be. As totally surrendered at your feet. So whatever is your wish will be my will be command for me. So there is no chance of complaining. Easy, no. There is no friction at all. See, when you start accepting whatever comes to you, where is the friction? The friction arises when we comes, reluctance in accepting whatever it comes, whatever it comes.
So your audio.
The second one is whatever is adverse to the devotion. What kind? Those things which trouble or which are not in concurrence with devotion, leave them. For example, we have got friends. There are some friends who influence us in a bad way. इसका उसका यूज कुछ नहीं है. Just leave them. Don't get scared. अरे इसको छोड़ के क्या आएगा? We don't want such people. Those people who cause a hindrance in my devotion, I should leave. That any object which causes hindrance between me and my Lord should be removed aside. Okay, first one was what? His will is my command. Second one is what? You, leave all that which is causes hindrance to between me and the Lord. Third one is faith. That what is the faith? What faith in what sense? That my Lord will take care of me always. Just inscribe this on your heart, bus, and you will never have a problem. My Lord is with me and will take care of me always. Whether here in this life, next life, whether you are here, nowhere, that those thoughts should be firmly rooted. That my Lord is with me always. Whether I am here, whether I am sleeping, whether I am in the house, whether I am on the road, is always with me. That thought should, if you think you just start elaborating on this, you'll able to understand it more clearly. And fourth one is, whom do you pray when you are in difficulty? If you are calling upon the Lord, you are on the right path. In times of distress, if you are calling upon the Lord, then you are on the right path. If you go and ask somebody else, and then okay, but then this is the way. Okay, and the last one में लिखा किधर गया? That we should not have a disgusting attitude towards the Lord. Disgusting attitude. मी हीन दिन आहे, मला काही येत नाही, तू सगळं मला काय समजत नाही, मी काही येत नाही, मला काय. That should not be the attitude. See, even in day-to-day life, if there are two persons, husband and wife, who are living together with love, if one person is totally subdued and very meeky and kuch nahi hai, so that will not give you enjoyment. When you are at par everywhere together, even there, then that will give you joy. Similar with the relation with the Lord, if you are very meeky, एकदम दिन भिकाऱ्यासारखं राहायचं, सारखं काय करायचं, मला काय येत नाही, तुम्हाला सगळं माहिती आहे, एव्हरी ऑलवेज टाइम लाईक क्राईम, क्या बोलते क्राई मूवी, सारखं रडत बसायचं. आंखों से आंसू आना भक्ति नहीं है. भगवान के आंख से जब आंसू आते हैं उसको भक्ति कहते हैं. When the heart of the Lord melts, that is devotion. गोंधळेकर महाराजांच्या सांगतात की रामाचं भजन करताना समोरचा आता पण गोंधळे गोंधळात गेले त्याच मूर्तीत त्या रामाच्या डोळ्यातून अश्रू यायचे. इवन द आयडल ऑफ द स्टोन इज टू मेड इतकं डिवोशन था. आणि ते म्हणाले की काय काय इन सम प्लेसेस वी हॅव सीन विच प्लेसेस दॅट द लॉर्ड हॅज टर्न वेअर द डिओटी वॉज देअर टू दॅट इन ओरिसा.
उडपी
नहीं,
उडपी में
उडपी हाँ?
Yeah.
है ना. क्या है उस व्हाट इज द स्टोरी?
कनकदास एक लो जाति का था, उसको टेम्पल के अंदर एंट्रेंस नहीं देते थे, तो ही यूज्ड टू प्रे टू द लॉर्ड थ्रू द विंडो. तो भगवान turned towards him through the window, so the entrance of the door, or you can see the Lord only through the window. The entrance when you go to the temple, entrance में नहीं है, अपने को खिड़की से देखना पड़ता है भगवान को.
अच्छा, फिर अंदर पूजा भी कैसे होती है?
पूजा वैसे ही होता है, लेकिन उसको
अच्छा.
जो उसका देखने के लिए जो व्यू है वो खिड़की से.
हाँ, ऐसे नहीं. So we have got so many n number of examples in which you see that your real devotion can melt the heart of the Lord. Then you can see what miracles. But then that devotion, when you say when devotion itself becomes a fulfillment, then that would come. जब तक डिवोशन मी भक्ती करणार आणि मी उपासना करणार, आपला जिद्द अहंकार जोपर्यंत आहे ना, मी करणार आहे, तुम्ही करणार काही नाही. when you surrender totally at the Lord, at the feet of the Lord, everything will happen smoothly. Try no. When you sit on the seat of meditation, जप करताना फक्त मला देव पाहिजे, बाकी भगवान म्हणजे खाली आप चाहिए, म्हणजे बाकी कुछ चाहिए नाही. असं जर असेल ना तर खूप मजा आहे. नंतर आपली लिस्ट चालू असते, तुम्हाला असं दे, असं कर, माझी तब्येत बरी नाहीये, माझ्या मुलाला बरं कर, माझं करिअर नाहीये, सब एक लिस्ट पूरा लिहिली की भेटते. Oh, important thing that you will get, but that is not what we are doing. We are studying this for. With your devotion, you can get that. ये तो मिल जाएगा रे, क्या उसको है ना. See, till the time you are playing with the toys, now the mother will not take you up. Once the moment the child leaves all the toys and starts crying and he says, "I want only mommy," आई पाहिजे, बाकी काय नको. Then the mother will leave whatever she is doing, come and take the child and lift him. वैसा ही है, जब तक आप खिलौनों से खेलते रहेंगे तो भगवान दे देंगे आपको, खिलौना दे देंगे ऐसा नहीं है. लेकिन आपको अगर भगवान चाहिए तो you have to leave all those toys of worldly sense objects and then only cry for the Lord. Then he'll come. Okay. बाकी कुछ ठीक है. Anyone wants to elaborate anything? You can say. मैं अकेले आप बोल रहा हूँ. किसी को बोलना. दिव्या, अर्चना.
Third one,
बोलो
sir,
ना.
which you told now, based on faith.
हाँ. हाँ.
Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has declared saying that he name bhakta pranashati. I will never leave my
devotee.
Even if with that one sentence, that faith is instant. Ki nothing will happen when the Lord is with me.
अच्छा, एक nothing will happen ऐसा राजू, nothing will happen that you will get your physical elements or something. Something will happen, and then that faith should not shake. Whatever happens is for my good. That should be the attitude. कुछ भी हो जाएगा ना, he is taking care of it, it will be for good. क्या होना मैक्सिमम. See, Ramakrishna Paramahansa had got cancer and he could do anything. He couldn't cure himself by telling Kali Mata used to come in. वो एक दिन में cure करते. He didn't open his mouth. Why didn't he do that? He said, when I go to ask, I said, thousands of lakhs of people, I am in other form who have got it. How can I tell her to cure everybody? सबका प्रारब्ध है, उससे the body, the प्रारब्ध is going on. Tapan Maharaj. Gurudev went to him. He said, Gurudev told him, Swamiji, you are very sick. We'll do one thing. We'll take you to what is that? Delhi, and treat you. He says, when in fact I will come to Delhi, can you assure me that I will not die there? The body is there. Body has to pass away. He passes happily in the Uttarkashi, on the banks of the Ganges. उनको they don't care a hoot about the body and the living and the death, life and death. उनको क्या लेना देना है? अपना को concept clear नहीं है ना, कि हमने we think really that we are going to remain permanently. ऐसा लगता है कि ना मतलब एक एक दिन जा रहा था अपना एक एक दिन जिंदगी का कमती हो रहा है. सी सपोज हाउ मेनी डेज आर इन द ईयर 365. यू आर गोइंग टू लिव फॉर 100 डेज लेट्स से. तो कितना दिन हो गया है? 36,500. राइट. बराबर है. 36,500 ना. मैथ्स इज राइट ना. तो उस समय 100 डेज तो कोई जीता नहीं. 80 ईयर्स जीता है तो कितना और 20 साल कमते हो गए तो कितना दिन गए उसमें से? अबाउट 8,000 डेज. 8,000 डेज गए ना. तो 36,000 36 में से 8,000 गया तो कितना हो गया? 28,000. We have suppose on an average 29,000 days we are going to live. Think that way. और एक एक दिन जा रहा है क्या कर रहे हैं? कुछ नहीं. 7 दिन अभी ऐसे जाते हैं. ग्रुप तो मेरे को लगता है कल या आज ग्रुप वापस ग्रुप लेना है ऐसा लग रहा है. कैसा ग्रुप वीक जाता है आई डोंट नो ऑल्सो. ऐसे ही चलता है ऐसे ही चलता है. कुछ नहीं. थोड़ा तो करने चाहिए. आई एम टेलिंग माई सेल्फ ऑल्सो नॉट ओनली यू. कुछ भी नहीं करते. कैसे चलता है जिंदगी चल रहा है. Money will come and go. Money will come and grow. What we know. We are using एक एक म्हणतो ना तास गेला पपळ गेले तास गेले दिवस गेला ठाणा. आयुष्याचा काय गेला आता तरी राम का म्हणा. इतना पूरा दिन जा रहा है. एक एक दिन जा रहा है. पळ म्हणजे आपलं मोमेंट सेकंड्स मिनिट्स आवर्स डेज वीक्स मंथ्स आर गोइंग. अभी तो राम बोलो. राम बोलो तो म्हणते खरं रामाला बोलवा असं. इतकं तर पाहिजे ना. इंटेन्सिटी म्हणून बर्निंग गुरुदेव मेरे को अभी तक खाली लोग कुछ याद नहीं. गुरुदेव का इतना याद है. ही सेड इफ यू हैव गॉट बर्निंग एस्पिरेशंस ऑल थिंग विल कम. मुमुक्षु तो असेल बर्निंग एस्पिरेशंस फॉर द बिलीव्ड एवरीथिंग विल कम. बट यू हैव टू फील फ्रॉम इनसाइड. दैट इज द थिंग. जब लगेगा ना तब हो जाएगा. एंड जैसे प्रॉब्लम्स विल बी एवरीवेयर. किधर प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेंगे मेरे को बोलो. पूरा जगी सर्व सुखी असा कोण आहे का? कोणी बघा तुम्ही. पर मोदीपासून मोदीपर्यंत कोणी बघा. झोपायला पण त्याचे प्रॉब्लेम्स असतात. प्राईम मिनिस्टरला पण त्याचे प्रॉब्लेम्स असतात. है ना. सबको प्रॉब्लम्स है. किसको who is not got problem? Tell me at least show me one person who has not got problem in life. सबको सबके प्रॉब्लम्स अलग अलग हैं. And we always think the other person is happy. And other person is never happy. है ना. Okay. Okay. Anything else to add? Otherwise, we'll continue. Continue. Let me read.
According to the Devarshi,
Hmm.
according to the Devarshi, none of the above cited three conditions is sufficient to open up the floodgates of devotion in the hearts of the seekers. There is yet something to be done by the devotee. To establish this opinion, he gives two striking examples in the following sutra. Sutra 31. Rajaguhya bhojanadishu tathaiva drushtatvat.
Rajagruha.
Rajagruha bhojanadishu in the examples of king, home and dinner. Tathaiva in the same manner. Drishtvat because it is seen demonstrated. Because it is seen demonstrated as such in the examples of palace and dinner and so on. In the last three sutras, we were informed of three different opinions given out by the great sages of yore regarding the exact meaning of developing devotion. They are declared as A. Knowledge, jnana, B. Mutual dependence, anyonya shrayam, and C. its own fruit, swayam phalarupa. To show that these three factors are not competent in themselves, to inspire sufficient love for the Lord, the sutra now under investigation brings out two examples, palace and dinner.
नहीं क्या बोला है?
आगे का कंटिन्यू करो ना.
हाँ हाँ सर करो. ये पैरिफ करो ना. To know the king is good.
To know the king is good, it will certainly add a special status to the individual in society, but that is not sufficient if he wants to enjoy the royal company and patronage as a courtier and share the royal trust as a close confidant of the king in the palace. For this, as a royal servant, He must learn to love and serve the king until the king's favors gush down upon him unasked.
Yes. ये लास्ट टाइम डिस्कस किया वापस वही बोला है लेकिन इसका व्हाट इट says in this wise example of a king given see if you go to the prime minister and says I know the prime minister no problem I know the prime minister अच्छा you know the prime minister everyone in the country knows the prime minister but does the prime minister know you is the similarly I know the Lord I know everything but is the Lord taking the cognizance of you does he know you when can he know when can he know you when you leave everything and call upon him till the time you are why thoughts that are getting elaborated till the time you are going clutching on to all this objective world तब तक वो भगवान बोलते हैं तुम तुम्हारे काम पे तो मैं मेरे काम पे मैं मेरे धाम पे तुम मेरे काम पे तो मैं आपके धाम पे till the time you are with your world you will I will be with my in my world when you leave everything and you call upon me I will come to you है ना then therefore the dinner what does it mean by dinner it's a simple example giving the same thing is different opinions what is the first one we have discussed that knowledge last time we discussed mutual dependent that also we discussed today we discussed swayam phalarupa its own fruit so there's this example giving that what if you are serving the king like what Guru says till the time you are just serving he will not give you everything but when the king sees that you are loving him there is love for you and you are doing whatever with sincerity and dedication and when you start the king starts seeing you then he will come out of the way and give you something there's an example given taking I mean it's okay continue you got nothing to speak on this na Raju तो बोलने का चलो Ramakant you have to say something no okay हाँ या इसे हाँ लॉगिंग ऑफ दोनों लॉग ऑफ करे श्री कुमार एंड निष्कला ओके कंटिन्यू mere knowledge
A mere knowledge of the Supreme, heard from teachers or read from books and understood, is not sufficient to gain that perfect intimacy with the infinite self. The mere book knowledge of the scriptural declarations, such as the Mahavakyas, is not enough for one to come to enjoy the godly patronage and ultimately to come to live the true godhood state. Thus, this example shows that jnana also is not competent to give the final experience. We must, through our service, expand our love for the Lord, with which we must please the Lord to gain the full lordship within ourselves.
Continue.
Similarly, we take dinner, not merely to finish the dinner, but to gain the end of hunger and thereby to experience the consequent joy of fullness. Devotion is not for devotion only. The devotee seeks for the experience of the Lord's bliss and grace. A mere knowledge of how the dinner is made or mere understanding of the proportions of the ingredients and their mutual dependence or the very availability of the dinner, none of them is sufficient to provide us with the actual experience of the joy of a full dinner. Even though the dinner is in itself its own fulfillment, we must actually strive to prepare it, and in the end come to sit down quietly and consume it. Only then the experience of its full satisfaction can reach us.
Continue. Same thought.
Devotion is no doubt its own fulfillment, Swayam Phalarupa. A devotee gains the full sense of his fulfillment only when he comes to experience the Lord's presence in his own heart.
This is the most important.
Love alone enhances love. Love alone enhances love. Devotion given at the Lord's altar increases the existing devotion in the heart of the seeker. Love feeds only upon love only. Love feeds upon love only. The more we give love, the more it increases. Practice of love, regular and sincere, itself is the means of enhancing and expanding the love already discovered in our hearts.
Continue last bit.
Thus, by these two examples of palace and dinner, Devarshi Narad indicates that knowledge, jnana, mutual dependence, anyonashrayam, and own fulfillment, swayam phalarupa, are not by themselves the sources for true God love, bhakti. Love for the Lord in one's heart grows only by the love one gives and sacrifices one lovingly makes at his feet.
हम्म, बोलो बोलते
The three things what they have listed also are required, but something else additional is required.
हम्म. What is that addition?
Addition means
Addition is most important is the additional thing.
addition is unconditionally
क्या
have a devotion. As you said, those 5 points.
बोलते हैं? I couldn't. Your voice didn't come. Religious, Ramakara.
Unconditionally, you have to surrender to the Lord, and
हाँ.
you told these 5 points right now. No? So
Yeah.
if you bring all that into
Surrenderance, faith,
action,
yeah, all those things will come into picture. And see, the same thing. What he says, yeah, everything is there. but भाव नहीं है तो उपयोग क्या है? भजन मतलब भजनात भाव नहीं है. हाँ, तो उपयोग क्या है? What is the if you don't have devotion unto the Lord? What is the use? If there is no love for the Lord, what is the use of doing all this? है ना? कुंकू नाही आहेत डोक्यावर तर किती सुंदर असलं तरी उपयोग काय आहे? What is the use? लग्न केलं हा आणि घरच नसेल घरचं आश्रम तर पाळणं नाही तर लग्न कशाला केलं? If you are married, you have your obligations, no duties. You have to fulfill them. Now that you are married to the Lord, you have to have your fulfillment. I mean, so your duties and uh, the things to be fulfilled. है ना? फक्त आपल्याला पाहिजे असं नाही होत ना. इट इज नॉट वन वे. व्हॉट इज दॅट? ट्रॅफिक. बोथ वेज. The more you give, the more you'll get. The more you sacrifice, the Lord is looking at us every moment. Without His, what to say, wish, nothing happens. है ना? बघा ना तुम्ही. Everything in the life is so pre-planned, perfect. How can this our life will not be so planned? Tell me. The sun rises at the particular same time, and the Panchanga is done 100 years before. That the sun in 3022 will rise at 6:51 a.m. on 10th of June after 100 years. Everything is perfectly planned, and you say that your life is not planned. This or unorganized. It is also planned perfectly. But when my ego comes in the way, everything is shattered. On the contrary, if you surrender totally at His feet and accept whatever is happening, and you start, then what happens? Automatically, you are surrendering yourself to the divine plan. And when you surrender yourself to the divine plan, the life is regulated by Him. And when the life is regulated by Him, He takes care of your needs. He gives you म्हणतो ना अनन्या चिंतयन्तो मा ये जना परिपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं भवाम्यहम्. Those who surrender totally at my feet, I see that their needs are met. The meaning what? I will see that you get things, and they will remain. Both are important. If you suppose you ask the Lord, give me 5 lakh rupees, or 5 lakh rupees, so Lord gives you, and you get some disease, and for the hospital expenses, the entire money is spent. what is the use of getting that? So getting is important, but remaining is also important. अनन्या चिंतयन्तमा ये जना परिपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योग क्षेम वाम्य. I taking off in his, I give him and also see that it remains with him, whatever I give. Understood?
There is a story. I mean, it's not a story. It's a person who was a businessman. He was giving his speech of his success. So everyone was asking, what is the greatest lesson you had in life? So he quoted, saying, I learned my greatest lesson from a young man who was praying in a temple with both his hands open, with open arms and crying in front of the Lord that his wife was going through an operation and he needed money and he didn't have the money. So he was asking for that and I was standing behind him. When I saw him crying with open arms, I asked him, what do you need? And what happened? Why are you crying? So he said, my wife is admitted and all that. So he said, okay, he had 20,000 rupees in his pocket. He said, just take this and see if this helps. So he said, thank you. And he was about to rush. So this person said, take my card. If you need more money, you can call me. So he said, sorry, I won't take your card because if I need help, I will come back to the Lord. So this man he said, I got my greatest lesson. It's not me who is the giver. And who did he ask from? So he said, whenever I want, I will only ask my Lord. So,
Yeah, very nice. See, so many times in our life also we experience. So many people unknowingly, without even if you are not wondering or seeing not dreams that will come, they will only come, help you and go away. They will not meet you again in their life again. But they come just like a lightning, they do the work orders and then again go away. It is the Lord who is regulating your life. You perfectly remember that. Just introspect. कितने बार so many times he has helped us, so many. पर आपल्याला जाणीव नाही ना क्या होता है उनके 11 चीज मिले. I got a good body, I got a good intellect, I got a good vision, I got everything is functioning properly, I got a good home to stay, I got a good family, I got proper financial situation to get along, I got good friends along, I got the proper guidance, spiritual guidance, I'm doing my sadhana properly, the Lord is taking care of me, I got the good atmosphere, the environment is good, it's not neither very hot or not very cold. इन कैनेडा 6 6 महीने बाहर ही नहीं आते बोल लोग. I don't know, Niskala will tell. 6 6 महीने it is so much is the this thing is there, cold it is there. It is difficult for them to come out also. Everything is conducive. But one thing I don't have and I only focus on that. And then I start keep.
So yesterday, day before yesterday, I actually watched this Wagle Ki Duniya, sir. You remember the old we used to have, no? Same, it is an extension. They take upon one issue of the what we face as a middle class and speak on it. So, Smith, this story had come just 2 days before, sir. In their society, तीन बकरियां मिलती है. तीनों के गले पे नंबर है 1, 2 and 4. और पूरा सोसाइटी छान मारते हैं तीसरे नंबर का. Actually, the father that Anjan Srivastava, who acted as Wagle then, no, his son is now there, and Anjan Srivastava is also there. So he is actually teaching his children and all grandchildren this story. So the entire society searches for it and they don't find it. So towards the end he says कि मैं बताता हूँ तीसरी बकरी मुझे मिल गई है, मैं बताता हूँ तुम्हारे लाइफ में तुम्हारा ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो तुम्हारी तीसरी बकरी है, तुम उसके पीछे दौड़ते रहोगे बट तुम्हारे पास जो है उसका तुम ध्यान नहीं दोगे. सो हर एक के लाइफ की एक तीसरी बकरी है, वो तीसरी बकरी के पीछे हम दौड़ते रहते हैं जिंदगी भर, बट हम ये नहीं सोचते कि हमारे पास बाकी 3 बकरियां हैं ना, उसका ख्याल रखो, एक बकरी के पीछे क्यों भागना है. So this was the story then, so I just thought I would share it.
It matches perfectly what thought we are discussing. Perfectly. On which channel it is? Which channel?
सब टीवी करके आता है. We don't watch any other channel, sir, because comedy कुछ रहता है ना, so we watch. वागले की दुनिया we basically watch with Utkarsh because it gives us good मतलब like old वागले, no, it teaches us values and all उस base पर है. So this was very nice. This thing, it is relatable, very relatable stories they come up with. So just now when this story came up and you talked about this example, I said very vivid and very fresh है अभी दिमाग में.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
वो देखते नहीं है, नहीं है वो देखते ना. what I was very unhappy that I didn't have shoes till the time I found that the person
but he
who didn't
hasn't
have
got feet.
who didn't feel, है ना. देख सकते हैं सब कितना अच्छा है ना. If you see the positivity in life ना, will
Sir,
progress.
I'll share a very, what do you say, personal experience with this. My,
हाँ हाँ
sir, everybody knows my mother-in-law was not keeping well. Na? She was operated in January for cancer, and
हाँ
so she didn't get sleep for 4 5 days initially.
हाँ
What I'm going through, no, why me? That question
हाँ हाँ
was still now. Sometimes she can't digest that. Why me? मैंने इतना किया and why me? So she was in the ICU for 4 days post surgery. She recovered very well, sir. She recovered very
हाँ
well. Then she
हाँ
was brought to the ward, and still, sir,
हाँ
among she was alone in that room where there should have been 4 patients. She was alone in that room, and still she could not sleep because this thought was constantly going on his mind. कि मुझे भगवान ने ऐसा कर दिया. See what I'm going through. So much of problems and everything. Sir, after 4 days, she had a patient next to her who was there with her in the ICU also, and her state was more bad, sir. Like she had a stroke, she had a brain injury. She could not communicate. She could not tell her pain. She could not say anything. The doctors are asking, and she could not tell. And that when my mother-in-law saw her that night, sir, she was in pain. The other lady, the neighboring patient, was in pain, and she was making so much of sounds. And amidst so much of sound, my mother-in-law had a peaceful sleep. Why? Because she thanked God that she is in a better state than her, and my mother-in-law was praying for her that God
oh
bless her and she should come out of this. Na, मैं तो फिर भी ठीक हूँ. She is in such a state that she can't communicate. Nobody is there to help her. Even if people want to help her, they can't do. So she
yeah.
was for the other lady now. And that night she got such a peaceful sleep. So I was wondering, matlab, when you are alone, you couldn't sleep. But when you saw somebody suffering more than you really felt कि my state is better than what she is going through. So I'm
That
much
is
blessed. I'm
human
so blessed that I at least have something to this thing, no? So
that's what they say that is human
what
psychology.
we
One thing.
have,
Second thing, always if you have to compare to the lower. Don't compare to the higher. Then you will not have any problem. Huh? If you say, suppose you say what now this same example, you can take so many examples. You can see so many people with so many problems around. हमारे क्या होता है? We go for the higher. अंबानी को कितना पैसा दो, कितना what will so much money. उसका प्रॉब्लम सबको मालूम है क्या? कुछ नहीं मालूम है.
volume.
आ गए ना? नॉर्मल. some call was there anyway. ये क्या हो गया? हाँ, मैं टेढ़ा हो गया क्या? I don't know. हाँ, so then
हाँ.
this is the thing. कभी भी है ना, इतना कंपेयर करने का तो नीचे लोगों से कंपेयर करते so many people are suffering उससे अच्छा हमको है. And अब यार इतना इतना मिलके भी हम क्या करने वाले? Tell suppose just for you know what, a moment, think that you are going to get 100 crores this week. ये वीक आपको 100 हर एक को 100 crores मिलने वाला. वो टेंशन से आपको पहली बात तो नींद नहीं आएगी. दूसरी बात वो पैसा लेके करके व्हाट आर गोइंग टू डू, इनकम टैक्स वाले क्या करेंगे वो सोचते बैठेंगे. तो तीसरी बात, यार ये पैसा लेके हम क्या सोचते, दो थॉट्स विल कम व्हिच विल मेक यू सो रेस्टलेस. बोले है नहीं वो अच्छा है, क्या करेंगे?
सब 100 crores की बात कर रहे हैं सर. In I joined a school ना. So school reopen okay. मतलब we were there in April and again अभी reopen हुआ. So just my own friends हिंदी teacher है. She got one class extra and उसके वजह से her timetable increased by 6 periods. She could not sleep the entire night. She says मैं कैसे सोऊंगी, मैं 6 period कैसे लोगी, सोच सोच के मैं सो मतलब she was not able to. अब 100 crore तो बहुत दूर की बात है सर. हम इतना एक्स्ट्रा काम से हम सो नहीं पाते.
अरे मैं म्हणतो ना, मन एवा मनुष्याणाम. Our mind itself is a friend and foe. कितने यार you get scared of so many things. Fearless बोलते डर जाते. कोण क्या करने वाले आहे? फक्त म्हणायचं काय, समर्थाची या सेवका वक्रपा आहे असा सर्व भूमंडळी कोण आहे, फक्त म्हणायचं बस. आणि बोलते खाली लिप मुवमेंट सच्ची आदत से आते ही नहीं ना. When Lord is there, why do you get scared when Lord Rama is there with you? लेखींगा ना. व्हॉट इज बेस्ट विल सी. आता 7:30 सुरू झालं तर काय करायचं, दिवसभर त्या शनिवार तेल घाललं बसायचं. सकाळी शनिवार रात्री मारती काय तर 7:30 झालं ते माणूस ना. त्या कोरोनामध्ये 80% ऑफ द पीपल डायड बिकॉज ऑफ फिअर ओनली. ओनली 15-20% डायड रिअली बिकॉज ऑफ एलिमेंट. 20% वही बोलते व्हेन द स्नेक बाइट्स 85% ऑफ द पीपल डायड बिकॉज ऑफ फियर. अरे मेरे को सांप ने काटा वो रहता है दैट इज नॉन पॉइजनस स्नेक. But because of that fear, they get heart attack. They feel अरे कुछ तो हो रहा है, मर जाते. My doctor was saying with 50% of our patients are psychosomatic diseases. उनको लगता है आपके कुछ हो गया है.
It mentally exhausts you. Sir, we were in Wellington and we were in the packing stage. And one snake entered our house. मेरा घर पूरा बक्सा भरा हुआ है सर, इतने बड़े 3x2 साइज के wooden boxes, entire house. And the snake has entered my house. I don't know where it has gone. वो जो रिम रहता है ना, चौकट में एक होल है. It green snake, sir, thin one. It has entered into that चौकट अंदर. Now I don't know, it has not come out. There was one person along with me. That भैया he sprayed hit on it. तो अंदर जाके बेहोश होके बैठ गया. I did not do anything, sir. मैं सिर्फ खड़े रह के द्वारपाल की जैसे I was waiting for the snake to come out. I had not done any of packing that day because if it comes out and it goes somewhere, I don't know where it goes and I will not be able to find it ना. कहीं रात में कहीं घूमता रहेगा करके. कुछ नहीं किया, सब डर के मारे बैठी थी and I was so tired that day. मतलब फटीग कहाँ से आया मुझे समझ नहीं आया. I had not done a single packing that day. सिर्फ वो स्नेक की रखवाली करती रही पूरा दिन कि वो कब आ रहा है. But that fear ate me so much. That fear ate me so much that I was exhausted by the end of the day. I couldn't do anything. एक काम नहीं हो सका.
That's also ते अष्टपाठ सांगितलं ना तुम्हाला, 8 गोष्टी त्या इतक्या तुम्हाला जे पुल यू सोबत डाऊन नो फिअर. देन व्हॉट इज दॅट जुगुप्सा इगो व्हॉट दिस थिंग ते पुल यू सोबत ज्या मेंटली यू गेट टायर्ड आय कांट डू एनिथिंग इन लाईफ. And what we start slowly, what happens is that our blame game starts. Because of that, I have become like that. Because my parents did like that, therefore today I am suffering. Because my son did like that, I am getting tired. Because my wife did or my husband did that, always the blame game starts. Because you are not upset and you are not tired because of somebody, but because of your own thoughts. गुरुदेव से ना, इफ यू आप पंचपक्वान्नाचं जेवण आहे सगळं समोर, जिलबी बासुंदी श्रीखंड पुरी भाजी सगळं मस्त वावरण भात सगळं ठेवलं. अँड यू गेट अ कॉल फ्रॉम समबडी दैट योर सन हैज मेट इन एक्सीडेंट. वो जाएगा क्या तुमको, कितना कच्चा रहेगा तो जाएगा नहीं. यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डाइजेस्ट इट और इवन ईट इट. यू जस्ट लिव इन दिस रश आउट. Why? Because that thought has come, which has so similarly in our life, when thoughts, unwanted thoughts come, they disturb you and make your life hell and miserable. So then, what is the way out? This is important. What is the way out of it? At least for a half an hour, 20 minutes, 30, 15 minutes, close your eyes and sit. What will happen when you start introspecting and the thoughts when you are coming and going, and you are standing apart? Then you will slowly develop a knack of quietening the mind whenever you want. Then unwanted thoughts will never upset you. Therefore, Guru is telling you make a small corner in your house and make it as a meditation seat. Either way, only that is when you sit on that seat and start meditating and taking the Lord's name, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Immediately your mind will become quiet. इमीडिएटली कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है ना. सपोज यू दिस इज अ प्रैक्टिकल व्हाट थेरेपी solution which I tell you. If you get upset sometimes, you read so many books, right? कुठलं साहित्याचं पारायण करतं, कोणी काय करतं, गजानन महाराजांचं करतं, कोणी कोणाचं करतं, कोणी जप करतं. Whatever, in that way, where your faith increases and you get joy in that, do that. And you see your mind will be so. If you have got Gurudev's photo Paduka, do Ashtatra Namalaya on that. Oh, Gurudev, these thoughts have come. I don't know what to do. This is the prayer I'm doing. So please make my mind normal. So Guru 108 नाम लेने को 10 मिनट लगते बहुत हुआ. अक्षदा put अक्षदा on the Paduka. एक नाम के साथ देखो ना. Guru will take care. Once
Sir, but when mind is agitated or when you have some thoughts like that, वो पूजा करते वक्त दिमाग में सर वही घूमता रहेगा ना?
नहीं आएगा. Try, no. Have you tried? See,
No.
अर्थता पाहिजे. Last group you're not there. अर्थता जे आहे ना, intensity. If it's not there, no, nothing will happen. जितका अर्थता असेल ना, तितकी भक्ती जास्ती प्रगल्भ होईल. Which is mature more. अर्थता म्हणजे काय की without Lord, without you, I don't have anybody. That attitude should be there sincerely. कि भगवान आप ही मुझे आपको करता धरता अर्थाचा बापी है, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है. And that attitude when you surrender totally and then pray at his feet and then कुछ भी करो. I just give an example. Either कुछ पोथी का एक अध्याय पढ़ो, कुछ भी करो. You can do anything. There's so many, and according to each one's like you can do that. But when you do it sincerely and see that your mind will automatically become calm and quiet. दो चार भजन गाओ, है ना, कुछ भी कर सकते. What is that? Listen to something. Listen to Gurudev. When you this is satsang ना. What else is satsang? सत वस्तूचा जेव्हा संग होतो त्याला सत्संग म्हटलंय. सारखं सत्संग म्हणजे कुठेतरी जायचं, कुठल्या तरी महाराजांच्या समोर बसायचं, त्याला सत्संग नाही म्हटलं. When you are in the company of the truth, what is that? Truth is in the form of scriptures, in the form of devotional songs, in form of japa, in front of in form of puja. When you are in the company of the holy, automatically those thoughts will be regulated. बोलो अर्चना.
No, sir.
अच्छा, yeah, light I thought you speaking. So try that. हो जाएगा. And see, suppose if it doesn't matter, what else? I'll tell you that. अब बोलेगा हमने इतना किया तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ तो उसकी इच्छा है तो कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. When you are doing everything and surrendering, and in spite of that something is happening, you 100% bear in the mind that it is the divine will that this has to happen in that way. Because when you surrender to the Lord with folded hands, Baba, I don't have anybody other than you. It is you that you are going to take care of me. I am going to do this puja so that I'm just doing this puja so that such thing should happen. If it is good for me, let it happen. If it is not there, let it not happen. And do that. देखो क्या होता है. Gurudev takes care of everybody, each and every soul. क्या करते हैं? We don't let him take care of ourselves because we are not letting ourselves available for him. अपना ego है ना, बहुत बीच बीच में आता है. Ego, desires, that comes in the middle always. Try that and see the miracle which happens. अभी एक I will tell you a simple example. अभी हुआ 4 days back. Just for this thing. One of my friends came from Chennai. He is a daughter who has been married in Canada, so he has been to Canada. उसको उधर that girl he had a grandson there, and he was so bad in the state that he took him to the hospital. The people can know it properly. There is free medical service there in Canada.
Right.
And they took him 2-3 hours. उसको किसी देखा ही नहीं. इसको उल्टी हो रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है, देखने को तैयार नहीं. बोले for 1.5 child is normal. कुछ दवा दिया नहीं. उसको क्या करने का समझा नहीं. They all got panic. कुछ कर रहे नहीं, कुछ नहीं. And then he 901 कुछ रहता है ना, तो 901 को उसने फोन किया तो वो आए नहीं जल्दी. So he took him in his car. The hospital people said, why did you bring him in the car? You should have walked him in the ambulance. तो then they fired him. तो कुछ ठीक है अभी तो करो. तो वापस उसको घर को भेजा कुछ नहीं करके. Next time the same thing happened after 3 days. They called the ambulance. Now again the same hospital people scolded him. इतना कुछ नहीं हुआ तो आपने ambulance को क्यों बुलाया? And then he got so bugged because the child was not getting well. Then he said, I will do one thing. Just take care of my child. I'll come to Shirdi and do Sai Charitra Parayan. And he said, Tushar, itna miracle within 1 day that child got okay. 1 day. It became absolutely okay. उसको जो he was vomiting, recently सब हो रहा था, salt, breathless के सारा था. Within 1 day, like a miracle, he became all right. And therefore, right from Canada, he came to Shirdi now. From Chennai to Shirdi. उसने उधर 2-3 दिन रहा, उधर पारायण किया, and then he came to Pune. आर फेथ इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, ही टेक्स केयर. कुछ भी करो रे, करना इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. कुछ नाही करके असं असं हरीच राहील माझ्या खाद्याने खाटल्यावर असं होत नाही. थोडं तरी वी हॅव टू पुट इन एफर्ट्स. थोड़ा एफर्ट्स चाहिए ना. Even that small child when it cries, the mother takes lifts him and takes him. तो कुठे असंच बसत घेईल काही, तो पण रडतो. तर आपण तर मोठे माणसं रड आपलं तर काय ते करायला पाहिजे ना. ईश्वराची प्रार्थना, ईश्वराची कृपा असायला पाहिजे. Therefore, again coming to the main point, भक्ती म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला ईश्वराचं हृदय पागळतं किंवा इट मेल्ट्स, द्रवतं म्हणतो आपण, त्यावेळेला ती खरी भक्ती. The Lord also should feel, अरे ये मेरा है. Then you see miracles. So many things happening in life. But it should happen. Someday or other it will happen. असं नाही की होणार नाही. आणि त्यासाठी वाट बघू नका. ईश्वर आधीच साम दाम दंड आधी कमळ देतो, बाबा रे ये पूजा कर म्हणजे आपलं भक्तीला. तर तरी तो ऐकत नाही, तर मग काय करतो, ह्यानी मारतो. कशाने? काय मेस गदेने मारतो. आता एक फटका दे, आता तरी ये, तरी ऐकत नाही. मग शेवटी कापून टाकतो सुदर्शन चक्र. मग नंतर खूप उशीर होतो. त्या उशीर होण्याच्या आधीच आपण सगळं केलं तर काहीच प्रॉब्लेम नाही. Mentally be prepared. You be prepared that we are for coming to Bangalore. We have to do so much packing. From going from Pune to Bangalore, from going from this world to the other world, कितना पैकिंग करने पड़ेगा और कितना तैयारी करने पड़ेगा. कुछ कर रहे नहीं है. We have to leave this and go there. What packing have done? Tell me. तयारी काय केली? सगळ्याची तयारी करतो आयुष्यात, पण याची तयारी करत नाही. We don't want to think of it also. Thinking of death is inauspicious. वो टेंशन आता है. Don't think of that. Don't think of that. Don't think of that. क्यों? It's a fact of life. We have to face that. One day or the everyone or the other will have to face it. And that time, one person will be there, the other person will go. We have to stay alone, sometime or the other in life. Okay, procession नहीं है जो शादी करते वैसे दोनों साथ में जाएंगे. It is a rare thing. वो husband will remain or wife will remain. Someone or the other will go first. And that time, how you are going to remain? For that, if you from now on, so if you train yourself to remain alone, to do your upasana, bhakti, then you can stand up. Otherwise, I will not tell the name, but one of our uncles was there, and he was a very devoted Chinmay mission person. And his wife suddenly died in one day at the age of 68. From the next day, he got such a shock that his wife is not there. He became mad. Totally lost control of himself. And in that way, they had to take care of him for the next 12 years, to 13 years. 13 years. कुछ मालूम नाही. आणि सारखं ती अशी होती, ती आता असं जर तुम्ही मला असं दिलं असतं, ती किती कुठे आहे बोलव तिला, आहे ती आता तिला बोलव. म्हणजे टोटली हॅज गॉट ऑफ द माइंड, कुड नॉट बेअर दॅट शॉक. असं नको ना. When you are on the spiritual part, you very well know that I am going to come, we have come together for some person, for some reason, and we are going to part one day. कुठे गीतारमाने म्हटलंय, दोन ओंडक्याचे होते सागरात भेट, एक लाट तोडी दोघा पुन्हा नाही गाठ. For some reason, two logs come together in the sea, and they meet, and after meeting again they part, never to meet again. Our life is like that. For a moment, we come together and meet, and again part, separate out. If you know that concept, then everything is. You have to know both the good things and the other things in life. I'll not say bad. Both things we have to know. Then if you are mentally prepared, कुछ भी होगा तो then we don't get scared. What we fear most in life is death. What else? Tell me. And if you befriend death, where will you fear? मी माझ्या देवाच्याकडे चाललो, किती मजा आहे ना. आता तरी शरीराचं बंधन, त्याला बंधन पण असणार आहे. मजा आहे की काय फरक पडतो, त्याला सगळे भेटतील आपल्याला मस्तपैकी. अरे एन्जॉय कराय, खुश होता नहीं. इससे पॉजिटिविटी ना, मजा आता है. फिर जाने वाले जा जाके भगवान के पास, तो भगवान तो है ना. सो मेनी सेंस एंड महात्मा, विल मीट ऑल द सेंस एंड महात्मा. तो मजा आहे. फक्त वासना नका ठेवू, बाकी काही नाही. तर वासना जन्म घेणे वाचतं सांगे काहीतरी असेल येण्यासाठी, तर बैल वाल, म्हैस वाल, काहीतरी वाल पालतू, गाढव वाल, कारण नसताना. नाही नसेल तर लोकांचं काय म्हणतात त्याला, रक्त शोषण ढेकून महाराज म्हणते, मी नाही म्हणत. चूज सबका चूज चूज के चूज चूज के, इससे पैसा लो उससे पैसा लो, नेक्स्ट जन्म में वो होता है बेड बग, खून चूसने वाला सबका, है ना. ऐसा नहीं, हे चलता है. बाकी सब किसका पैसा लेने का नाही, कोणाचं त्यांनी 3 रूल सांगितलं: वैर, ऋण आणि हत्या करू नये. वैर म्हणजे डोंट कीप अननेसेसरी एनिमिटी अगेन्स्ट एनीबडी इन युअर हार्ट, और इफ यू आर गॉट दैट एनिमिटी, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट, negate, substitute, negate and throw it out. Second thing is room. Don't be indebted to anybody. कोणाचं कर्ज घेऊन डोक्यात राहू नका. इससे पैसा माग, जितका आहे देवान दिले त्याच्यात समाधानी राहा, काय गरज नाही. आणि तिसरं म्हणजे हत्या, तो नाही करेंगे लेकिन बोला है, कोणाला जाऊन उगीच कोणाला मारू नका. विजू घुसाएगा तो किसी को मार मत.
मैं होम लोन के बारे में सोच रहा था.
चलता हो, ठीक आहे. दिस इज यू आर प्रिपेइंग इट ना. ते कर्ज कसं आहे माहितीये का, हे कर्ज त्यांनी जे सांगितलंय ते आपण माणसांकडे घेतो आणि वी डोंट पे इट बॅक. जे ऋण आहे ते फेडलं तर काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही, तू काम करताना ते फेडतोस ना. वन डे आफ्टर 10 years 5 years इट विल बी रिपेड, अँड इफ यू डोंट रिपे यू विल सेल द हाऊस अँड गेट इट, सो दॅट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लेम. पण असं जाऊन कोणाकडनं मागून, ऋण मागून सण करू नये म्हणतात. पैसा दो 100 रुपयावर जाके आपण नंतर एन्जॉय करणं, काय असं नाही. उजच घ्यायची आवश्यकता नाही कारण असं, जे आहे त्याच्यात मदत मागतो, बाकी काही. हा राजे,
अभी आपने जो बोला ना, कल हम लोग वही में थे.
हाँ, बोल. वो कोई अलग बोल रहा, बोले फेवर इज ऑल्सो रूल. फेवर बोल रहे, रूल म्हणजे फेवर पण म्हणतो. कोणाचा उपकार घेऊ नका उगाच कारण असताना. असं पण आहे, बरोबर. ते पण उपकार करायचं घेत बसत, नंतर ते फेडत बसत आयुष्य. कारण मला नोकरी लावा, नोकरी लावा, तो दिसते की दिसतं की माणूस क्रॉस करतो रस्ता, है ना. नाही, हा तुला काय वैकुंठ कोण गायचा का?
कालचं आम्ही वैकुंठात होतो पुण्याला.
काल का?
मावशीवर, काल मावशीवर तिथे सकाळपासून दुपारपर्यंत तिकडेच होतो. आता तुम्ही जे सांगत होता ना, यू वर टेलिंग अबाउट द, तो वो याद आया कि देयर वाज वन क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड बाय नारदा टू लॉर्ड, दैट व्हेन डू यू लाफ अ लॉट. सो ही सेड, आई लाफ व्हेन पीपल गो टू द क्रिमेशन ग्राउंड टू डू सम क्रिमेशन फॉर सम पर्सन, देन दे फील कि दे आर गोइंग टू बी परमानेंट.
इमॉर्टल, वही ना. तभी हंसने आता है, वही तो. हमको लगता है हम यार परमानेंट सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल मेंबर्स इधर का, कुछ नहीं होने वाला अपने को, सब दुनिया जाने वाला. अभी ऐसा लगता है ना, देन यू सी दैट ऐसे ही है आपलं. वन डे इज फाईन डे व्हेन यू लुक एट द मिरर, म्हणजे दाढी तर पांढरी झाली, डोकं केस पांढरे झाले, टक्कल पडला, अरे बापरे, आधी कसं होतं आता कसं झालंय. आणि असं पुढे काय होणार जेव्हा माहिती काय होणार आहे शरीरात, माहितीये का आपल्याला, काहीच नाही माहिती. तरी आपल्याला म्हणतंय की आपल्या त्या भ्रमात असतो की आपण राहणार आहे परमनंटली. ची गंमत आहे. बोला महाराज. हा ठीक आहे, बसून मला सांगते काय तर, ठीक आहे बोल ना. तर ऋण म्हणजे ऋण इज ऑल्सो फेवर. उपकार जे घेतो ना ते पण घ्यायची आवश्यकता नाही. ऋण, वैर आणि हत्या, हे 3 आपल्याला परत जन्म घ्यायला लावतात आणि आपल्याला प्रॉब्लेम येतो. ओके, एनिथिंग एल्स ऍडिंग? नाही, ते कसं असेल, ते स्वतःच्या स्वार्थासाठी करतात का?
Intention behind it.
इंटेन्शन काय आहे?
Behind it matters, na?
There's a good intention.
That way, even the doctor who operates the patient sometimes dies on the table. So that doesn't mean he's trying to kill, na?
आता रामाने का मारलं? रामाने हजारो लोकांना मारलं राक्षसांना, ते का हत्या होती का? काय व्हिडिओ?
Hatiya with the good intention is also not going to give you another life, right?
ते हत्याच होत नाही ना. दॅट इज सर्व्हिस टू युअर मदरलँड. ते हत्या कुठे? यू आर प्रोटेक्टिंग युअर मदरलँड. And those who are coming in middle, उनको रास्ता बता रहे. धर्म रक्षित रक्षित.
Selfishness is involved, right?
नाही, स्वतःच काहीच नाही ना. ऐसे नाही की that person is doing something bad, therefore you are killing him in your life. Suppose you don't like some person and you go and kill him. That is for your selfish interest, na.
Yeah,
You're robbing him.
Some child, 16-year-old, he killed his mom because she didn't allow to play the PUBG, the game.
Yeah.
I read in the news yesterday.
नहीं, there are so many instances. Grandmother को मारा, इसको मारा, छोड़ो, क्या करने का? We don't want to. We are not interested.
Don't want to know that. No, no, that
That is basically, see, the people are mad after. That's what I'm telling you ना. थोडं संस्कार असेल तर सगळं चांगलं होतं रे. थोडं संस्कार पाहिजे. आणि आपण आपल्या मुलावर संस्कार नाही केले तर उपयोग काय नाही. आपल्याकडे आपल्याला सगळ्यांना मुलं आहे. थोडं संस्कार व्यवस्थित पाहिजे. लहानपणापासून पाहिजेच. They have to be told inspiration stories. They have to be told molded on this path. Well, say for example, when I was 5 years old, I knew how many chapters? 6, 9, 12, 15. 4 chapters मालूम था. At the age of 5. What I did, my father and mother forced me, told me, na, you have to learn them. See, parenting is a totally different thing. You have to be good parents eventually, and then don't blame the children that they are not doing well. संस्कार व्हायलाच पाहिजे. They are not interest, create interest in them. How they are interested in looking at the cartoon? तसंच like till I didn't know that this philosophy, spirituality is not a part of life. Till I grew, I thought how going to school, how eating, doing that. It is similarly prayer is one part of our life. That in the evening we have to sit in front of the Lord and pray. It is in our curriculum. Then when I grew up, it is it is not that बाद में समझा. लेकिन that's no sanskar you have to have ना. You have to inculcate in your children also that they should be motivation leaders. See, basically, this is the duty of the mothers in most of the cases. Fathers should do, but mothers will have to be. All the great people who have become great, it is their mothers who have inspired them.
It is not that fathers don't try, but the children always have affection and they take mother as
Yeah, of course, that's the thing.
It is not that, Bhaiya. It is because father is never available for much of the time. Like the mother is 24 hours with the child. So the child obviously listens more to the mother than the father. It happens vice versa also sometimes. But it is not that it is only due to affection with the mother.
No, Ramakant, I will correct you. When it's a son, he is more attached to his mother. When it's a daughter, he is more attached to the father.
Not necessarily, sir.
I say it may be. I'm just telling you. Ask me. Ask yourself. Ask yourself. No. Who inspired you more? Your father or your mother?
So the child is attached to the person who is available for it.
That
also is correct.
But inspiration is taken by the daughter from the father more. That is a point of debate. We'll debate it sometime. Let's see. Not now. Sorry.
No, I take it from my mother, sir.
Sorry for opening.
No, you're exceptional. Ask my wife. I should tell you better. Who do you take inspiration from in your life? From your mother or from father? Father. एक second में father आ गए. That's what. Then it's different. See, we are not depending on father or mother either. क्या दोनों एक ही है ना? क्या फर्क करता है? It's not that way. As Archana said, who are available more with us, we take inspiration from them, and they can. अपना point चल रहा है not for what to get for us. Our point is what we should do for our children. That's more important. हाँ. हमारा हो गया चलो जिंदगी अब बच्चे लोग को they have to become a good person, good individuals. That is we have to take care of that. Human beings, and they should be also inspired to be on this path. That is more important. नहीं तो क्या काम सही करना पैसे सही कमाना आगे जगना नहीं मारना क्या उपयोग है ऐसा? They should also have knowledge that apart from this there is something to be achieved in life. And that for that you have to give time, sacrifice your other time and teach them. Therefore, Gurudev used to say, "My Bal Vihar is in every home." When my children are there, Bal Vihar will be in at every home. You do not go to every Sunday to Sunday. आप घर में Bal Vihar शुरू कर सकते हो. Sit with them, at least chant with them something. एक तो pray तो there's a saying in what is that in English na? The family which prays together stays together. And तर एक तरी आपली प्रार्थना ते मुसलमान लोक ते आवडते मला. ते स्तुती कट्टरता असते. 5 वेळा नमाज पडणार म्हणजे पडणार, घरात करणार म्हणजे करणार, सगळं व्यवस्थित असतं त्यांचं. व्हॉट इज दॅट, थॉट इज दॅट, दॅट आय एम नॉट रिलेटेड, बट दॅट सो मच फॅनेटिक अबाउट देअर ओन रिलीजन. आपलं तर जस्ट कॅज्युअल येतं, क्या रिलीजन क्या है, ज्ञान देना वो क्या है, ऑल इज मिथ. इज नॉट मिथ, दॅट हॅज टू बी टॉट टू देम. आणि आपल्याला वाटतं त्यांच्या प्रसंग आले की ते शिकतील, असं नाही रे. पहिले शिका, थोडा 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 तुम्ही टेल देम इन्स्पिरेशन स्टोरीज अबाउट शिवाजी, विवेकानंद, all those great people. Let them be motivated. Understand that they are motivated and inspired. They will not become good individuals. Think. Let us see. Okay, we'll close.
Yes.
6:31. Archana, who is the place? Anyone? Archana, yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all new tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly, the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat Hari Om.